Hello, lovely people. Welcome back. So right behind me, we've got this stump that I was tying off to the other day. This was a tree, and I apologize that we couldn't get any of this on camera, but we just had to get this done. This was a really dicey tree felling. There was a lot of risk, and I just couldn't be distracted with the camera, couldn't be distracted with any of that. We were not able to pull it. I just about ripped the back brace, the back support off my trailer trying to do that with the winch. We ended up just letting this tree fall on the road. And then thankfully nobody was coming up or down the road for the half hour to 45 minutes that it took us to clear the tree. So we got the tree off the road, and it was dark by the time we were done. I mean, it was dark before we even got close to being done, actually. Long story short, we got the tree down. Right around me here, I've got plenty of clear space now to build a pig paddock that our pigs are going to be able to get out here, take care of that wild parsnip, and then also just be able to root and till this up so that we can replant it with fresh pasture, maybe yet this year. But the grass is coming up, and we did just get a massive weather cell. It was actually stretched all the way from Minnesota down to Texas, this massive, just huge supercell that came through with tornadoes. Thankfully, we didn't get hit by any tornadoes. I was kind of hoping that one would just kind of come by and clip a few of these trees so it'd knock them down so I didn't have to worry about it. But thankfully that didn't happen, because some of them probably would have gone into the power lines. That would not have been good. Lots of good lessons learned, and things that I won't do again, mistakes I won't repeat. But sometimes you just got to do it, and this is a good kind of open space where we can safely make a mistake or two, and it's not gonna get anybody hurt. That's all that we're gonna do out here for today then, is finish up a little bit of brush clearing. We went on an adventure yesterday. So in a previous video, I was hinting that we'd be getting into some new animals this year. One of them that we just picked up last night, which I had to drive back through the storm in with, but we do have to build some housing for them. We have makeshift housing that we're keeping them in, but they need some proper housing. So we're gonna be working on that later today, and you might have an idea of what it is just by what we're building. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna finish cleaning up here, out here in the pasture, and then we will get to building the new housing for the new animals. Made this side, on my side of the cage here, I made it too long. So I'm gonna have to cut this, and I think I just cut it by an inch too long. So cut it a little longer than to cut it too short and end up having to completely, I mean, here I could just patch it. I could take a longer piece and create a corner patch, but then that's a big pain in the butt. So I'd rather not have to do that. All right, so we got that cut down to size, and we are going to just go ahead and I'm not even going to grind these off. This is wire cage making. Sometimes it's sometimes those corners are a little sharp. So what I will grind off is the doors. When we cut the door out, I'm going to make sure that those are nice and smooth so that when we're reaching through we don't scrape up our arm. I might even take some sandpaper, some fine grain sandpaper, and really smooth them over. Alright folks, having these end cutters has been a game changer. So you definitely want a pair of these end cutters whenever you're working with this wire and you want to get nice flat cuts. Get yourself a pair of these and you are going to be golden. Alright, we've got two 30-inch lengths cut here, and we're gonna go ahead and set up our partitions in our cage. Then we'll be off to the races here. We'll have one more piece to put on, and then it'll be cutting out doors, feeder slots, water slots, and we'll be good to go. We are almost done. All right, so we've got the partitions set up in here, and all connected. The only thing left to do, and the thing that'll tie this all together then, and make it straighten all out, is putting the top on. It looks like we matched it up perfectly. And Hadassah just realized she was on camera. Yes, you are all okay. You are all okay. Jeez. Gonna be loud now, huh? All right, so we are ready to start cutting out the doors. I'm gonna just go ahead and start clipping along here. I've already marked it out. We've got a 24 by 30 inch, we've got a 23 by 30 inch, and a 23 by 30 inch cage. So they are just a bit smaller than what I ultimately wanted, but these two are, but that's fine.
Are you okay? Are you doing better now? You were very upset earlier, weren't you? Sorry, buddy.
All right, so it is later than I usually like to stay up working, but we had to get this done, and it is. We have 4 Champagne d'Argent rabbits that we brought home last night driving through the storm, but we made it safe and sound, so we won't we'll learn our lesson, maybe not drive when there's an impending storm. But they are here, they are happy. Our big buck down here is a little traumatized. We've got our 2 does in the center, and we've got a young buck right down here, just so that we can diversify the bloodline a little bit once we start to get more rabbits in our breeding program. Our little buck, he is he's still got a lot of black in him. He is a very curious little guy. He will silver out more, and he will begin to look a lot more like these girls here. And then our very traumatized older buck here, he's a classic d'Argent color. He's got all the silvering. He did not want to get moved right after we jostled him around, moving him upstairs from the basement, through the house, outside, into the garage, and then he was unceremoniously removed from the place that he had spent the last 12 hours and shoved. Well, actually almost over 24 hours he's been in there. It's gonna be okay, buddy. You're gonna live a happy life, lots of good food, lots of good does. That's what a rabbit's life is all about. Oh, wow, cute. She's cleaning herself.
Yeah, she sneezed and had some snot come out.
Oh. Well, you're a proper little lady, aren't you? She's very curious. The other one back there, she's kind of just been chilling out since we brought her in. So we will be hanging this cage a little later, but for now it's just going to be sitting in here. I'll name him because he was the most expensive, so Dad gets to name the big bunny. So we're going to call this guy Hoppington Square. That's what his name is, Hoppington Square. Alright, so these guys are Doing great, it looks like. We'll check on them in the morning, make sure that they have feed and water still. I think they're gonna live a fantastic life, eating and making babies.